Jayden Garter loved two things more than anything: drawing superheroes and winning. At 10 years old, Jayden wasn't the tallest kid in his class, and he wasn't the loudest either. But he was quick. Quick with his pencil, quick with his ideas, quick with his smile when he knew he had done something right. And today, Jayden wanted something badly. He wanted to be the top student on the Friday math quiz. It wasn't because he wanted to brag. Well, maybe a tiny bit. But mostly, Jayden wanted to see his mom's face when she smiled and said, "I'm proud of you." His mom worked long hours at a small clinic across town. Some nights, she came home tired enough to fall asleep on the couch with her shoes still on. Jayden noticed. So when he got a chance to make her proud, he grabbed it like it was treasure. That morning, Jayden sat at his desk in room 12, tapping his pencil. The classroom smelled like whiteboard markers and sharpened crayons. Miss Patel stood at the front with a stack of papers. "Okay, class," she said. "Today's quiz is short, 10 questions. No talking, no peeking. Do your best." Jayden straightened up. This was it. The quiz began. At first, everything went great. Jayden solved question 1, then 2, then 3. His pencil moved like it had its own engine. But then he reached question 7, and his brain stopped. The problem looked simple at first, but it wasn't. It was one of those questions that tricked you, like a puzzle wearing a math costume. Jayden stared at it. He erased. He wrote again. He erased harder. His hands got sweaty. Around him, pencils scratched quietly. Chairs creaked. Someone sniffled. Jayden glanced at the clock. Only 5 minutes left. He looked down at his paper again, and his stomach sank. If he got this wrong, he might not get the top score. And if he didn't get the top score, what would Mom say? Jayden's eyes flicked sideways, just for a second. On the desk next to him sat Liam. Liam was the kind of kid who always finished early. He was calm, like math was a video game he'd already beaten. Jayden could see Liam's paper, just a little, just the edge. Jayden told himself, "I'm not cheating, I'm just checking my work." But he wasn't checking, he was searching. And in that tiny moment, Jayden's eyes landed on Liam's answer for question 7. Jayden's pencil moved before his conscience could catch it. He copied the answer. His heart thumped hard. Then he finished the last questions fast, like racing away from something scary. Miss Patel collected the papers. Jayden swallowed. He tried to feel happy, but instead, a cold pebble of worry dropped into his chest. After lunch, Miss Patel returned with the graded quizzes. Jayden's foot bounced under his desk. Miss Patel smiled. "Great work today, class. Lots of improvement." Then she began passing papers out one by one. Jayden held his breath as his quiz slid onto his desk. At the top, in red marker, was written 100%, and next to it, a shiny gold star sticker. Jayden's eyes widened. He did it. He should have felt like a superhero, but instead, the gold star looked heavy, like it was made of metal instead of paper. Miss Patel clapped softly. "Jayden, excellent job. Perfect score." Some kids turned to look at him. A few whispered, "Nice." Jayden forced a smile. "Thanks." Liam leaned over and said, "Wow, you got all of them right?" Jayden's stomach flipped. "Yeah," Jayden answered too quickly. Liam nodded, impressed. Jayden's smile stayed on his face, but inside, something twisted. It wasn't the kind of twist you feel on a roller coaster. It was the kind you feel when you know you stepped on something you shouldn't have. That afternoon, Jayden walked home with his best friend, Maya. Maya was small, with bright eyes and a laugh that made teachers smile even when they were trying to stay serious. Maya held her backpack straps and said, "So, Mr. Perfect Score, what are you going to do with your new fame?" Jayden chuckled. "I don't know." "You should celebrate," she said. "Like ice cream." Jayden imagined telling his mom. He imagined her smile. He imagined her saying, "I knew you could do it." That image felt warm. But then another image appeared. Liam's paper, question 7, Jayden's pencil copying. The warmth cooled. Maya didn't notice his silence. She said, "You worked hard. You deserve it." Jayden nodded slowly. "Yeah," he said, but deep inside, a quiet voice whispered, "Did you really deserve it?" That night, Jayden placed his quiz paper on the kitchen table like it was a prize. His mom came in, carrying a grocery bag and rubbing her forehead. Jayden stood up. "Mom, look!" His mom blinked, then smiled. "Oh, wow," she said, picking up the paper. "A perfect score." Jayden waited for the proud moment. It came. His mom hugged him tightly. "I'm proud of you," she said softly. "I know you've been trying." Jayden hugged her back, but the cold pebble in his chest turned into a rock. After dinner, Jayden went to bed. He stared at the ceiling, listening to the hum of the fan. He tried to sleep, but his brain kept replaying question 7 over and over. Then he dreamed. In the dream, Jayden was on a stage in front of the whole school. A huge trophy sat on a table. The principal said, "This trophy goes to the most honest student." Jayden stepped forward to take it, but when he touched the trophy, it turned into a giant eraser, and the eraser began erasing the stage under his feet. Jayden fell. He woke up with a gasp. His heart raced. He sat up in bed, breathing fast. It was just a dream, but it didn't feel like just a dream. It felt like a warning. The next day, Miss Patel announced something new. "Class," she said, "next week we'll have the math team tryouts." Kids murmured excitedly. Miss Patel looked at Jayden. "With your score, Jayden, you should definitely try out." Jayden's mouth dried. Tryouts? Math team? That meant more quizzes, harder ones, in front of everyone. Maya whispered, "That's awesome." Jayden nodded, but he didn't feel awesome. He felt trapped, because the perfect score wasn't just a score now. It was a story people believed, a story Jayden didn't fully earn, and the more people believed it, the bigger the shadow grew. After class, Liam caught up with Jayden at the lockers. "Hey," Liam said, "you're really good at math. How did you solve number 7? Jayden froze. His locker door creaked open. He pretended to look for something inside. "Oh, I just did it." Liam frowned slightly. "But what method?" Jayden's ears warmed. He didn't know the method, because he didn't solve it. He copied it. Jayden swallowed hard. "I don't remember." Liam looked confused. "You don't remember? It was yesterday." Jayden's face burned now. Liam wasn't accusing, not yet, but Liam's eyes showed something dangerous. Doubt. And doubt was like a match near dry grass. At home, Jayden sat at the table with his homework. He stared at the math problems. They looked like little enemies lined up in rows. His mom was in the kitchen making tea. "Everything okay?" she asked. Jayden wanted to tell her. He almost did. The words sat at the edge of his tongue. But then he imagined her disappointed face, and the words retreated. "Yeah," he lied. His mom smiled. "I'm glad. I know school can feel heavy sometimes." Jayden stared down. Heavy. That's exactly it. His mom didn't know the heavy thing wasn't math. It was the truth he was carrying. On Friday, Miss Patel handed back another short practice quiz. Jayden's hands shook slightly as he read the questions. Number 7 was similar to the one he copied before. Jayden tried. He truly tried. But he still couldn't solve it. His chest tightened. He looked around. No one was watching. He could peek again, just once. Then he wouldn't feel behind. Jayden's eyes drifted toward Liam's paper again. But then Jayden saw something else. Liam had scribbled out an answer and rewritten it. Liam was struggling too. Liam wasn't perfect. He was just trying. And suddenly Jayden felt something sharp inside him. Not fear, not shame, something else. Regret. Jayden looked back at his own paper. He left question 7 blank. When Miss Patel collected the quizzes, Jayden felt like he was walking with a backpack full of rocks. Later, Miss Patel returned the practice quiz. Jayden's hands trembled as he flipped his paper. 70%. Jayden stared at it. It wasn't perfect, but it belonged to him. Maya leaned over. "Hey, you okay?" Jayden nodded slowly. "Yeah," he said. "I'm okay." And for the first time all week, he meant it. That afternoon, Miss Patel asked Jayden to stay after class. Jayden's stomach dropped.
This is it, he thought. She knows. The classroom emptied, chairs scraped, the door clicked shut. Miss Patel sat at her desk and folded her hands. "Jayden," she said kindly, "I've noticed you've been quiet lately." Jayden stared at the floor. Miss Patel continued, "Sometimes when kids feel pressure, they carry it alone." Jayden's throat tightened. He felt tears press behind his eyes. He didn't want to cry, but he couldn't stop the truth from rising. Jayden began, voice shaking. Miss Patel waited patiently. Jayden took a deep breath. "I copied question 7, he whispered. The words fell into the air like stones. Jayden's body felt hot and cold at the same time. Miss Patel didn't shout. She didn't gasp. She didn't look angry.
"Thank you for telling me," she said quietly. "That takes courage." Jayden blinked. "You're not mad?" Miss Patel sighed gently. "Jayden, cheating is serious, but what matters most is what you do next." Jayden wiped his eyes quickly. "I'm sorry," he said. I wanted my mom to be proud." Miss Patel nodded slowly. "I understand, but your mom should be proud of the real you, not the perfect score." Jayden's shoulders shook. Miss Patel said, "Here's what we'll do. You'll redo the quiz honestly during recess. Whatever score you get will replace the old one." Jayden swallowed. "That's fair," he whispered. Miss Patel smiled softly. "And Jayden, thank you for choosing honesty. It's never easy." On Monday, Jayden sat alone at Miss Patel's desk during recess. The classroom was quiet, except for the ticking clock. Miss Patel placed the quiz in front of him. "Take your time," she said. Jayden nodded. His hands were steady now, not because the quiz was easier, but because the truth was lighter than a lie. Jayden worked through each question slowly. When he reached number 7, he stared at it. He tried. He wrote steps. He erased. He tried again. His brain hurt. But he didn't peek. He didn't cheat. He didn't run away. He finished the quiz honestly. When he handed it to Miss Patel, he felt like he had climbed a mountain, even if he didn't reach the top. The next day, Miss Patel returned the quiz. Jayden's heart pounded as he looked at the top. 80%. Jayden stared at it. It wasn't perfect, but it was his. Miss Patel leaned down and whispered, "I'm proud of you." Jayden's eyes stung again. This time, it wasn't shame. It was something brighter, something like freedom. That evening, Jayden sat with his mom at the kitchen table. His mom sipped tea. Jayden held his new quiz paper in his hands. "Mom," he said quietly. His mom looked up. "Yes, honey?" Jayden's voice shook. "I need to tell you something." His mom put down her cup. "Okay." Jayden took a deep breath. I cheated on the first quiz. I copied one answer. But I told Miss Patel, and I redid it. This is my real score." He slid the paper forward. His mom stared at it. Jayden waited for anger, for disappointment, for silence. But his mom reached across the table and held his hand. Jayden blinked. His mom said softly, "Thank you for telling me." Jayden's mouth opened slightly. "You're not mad?" His mom nodded. "I'm upset that you felt like you had to cheat, but I'm proud that you fixed it." Jayden's eyes filled. His mom squeezed his hand. "Jayden," she said, "I don't need perfect. I need honest." Jayden breathed out like he had been holding air in his lungs for a week. "I'm sorry," he whispered. His mom smiled. "I forgive you." The next week, math team tryouts arrived. Jayden stood outside the classroom door, nervous. Maya bounced beside him. "You got this," she said. Jayden laughed nervously. "I don't know." Liam walked up, holding his pencil. He looked at Jayden and said, "Hey, I heard you redid the quiz." Jayden's stomach tightened. "Yeah?" Liam nodded slowly. "That was actually really brave." Jayden blinked. "Really?" Liam shrugged. "Most people would have hidden it." Jayden felt his chest warm. Not because someone praised his score, but because someone respected his choice. Jayden nodded. "I just didn't want to keep lying." Liam smiled a little. "Good." During tryouts, Jayden didn't get every question right, but he tried his best.
And when he didn't know an answer, he didn't panic, he didn't cheat. He just did what Miss Patel taught them: breathe, break it down, try again. When the results came out, Jayden didn't get first place, but he did make the team. Miss Patel handed him a small paper certificate that said, "Most Improved." Jayden stared at it. It wasn't shiny like a gold star, but it felt real. Maya cheered loudly. Liam gave him a thumbs up, and Jayden smiled, a real smile. Not the kind you wear to hide a secret, the kind you wear when you're proud of who you are becoming. That night, Jayden sat at his desk and opened his notebook. He wrote something at the top of the page. Honesty is courage. Then he added, "It's better to be real than perfect." Jayden leaned back in his chair. He thought about the week that felt like a storm. He thought about the lie that grew bigger every day. He thought about how scary it was to confess, and he thought about how light he felt afterward. Jayden realized something important. When you lie, you don't just hide the truth from others, you hide from yourself. But when you tell the truth, you find yourself again. Jayden looked at the paper, and for the first time in a long time, he felt proud. Not because he won, but because he learned.